Well, hello there, everyone. Shomo here. I hope all of you guys are safe and sound in your homes. Today I'm going to speak about why one should refrain from investing in fiat money, but instead invest in gold and silver, the real money. Well, very recently you might have heard gold going up, the value of gold going up to like around rupees 53,000 per 10 grams, and it is slated to go up further. I'll tell you why. The world economy, the, the world economy is going nowhere. When does gold rise? Gold rise when the dollar falls, and that's exactly what's been happening. I'll tell you in detail. Very recently, Goldman Sachs, one of the world's leading investment banks, investment firms, massive management firms, they have claimed that gold doesn't have any worth in the portfolio of high income groups. Well, this is absolutely crap. I'll tell you. It cannot be far from the truth. It cannot be far from the truth. Gold has done much better than any other fiat currency very recently. The US dollar has lost around 85% to gold in the last century. Moreover, of that 85%, they have lost 40% in the last 2 years. The result of which the debt, the deficit in the US economy has skyrocketed. As a result, the inflation has gone up. Money is not getting circulated the way it should be, and the dollar is falling. The dollar falls, gold rises. Because gold rises, will rise further, one should invest in gold. The dollar is in trouble. When the dollar is in trouble and the gold is rising, so putting your money in fiat currencies is a risk. Then why are the governments or the CIOs, the banks, why are they trying to say that don't invest in gold? Why are they telling the clients to not invest in gold? Well, I'll tell you why. They know perfectly well that banks cannot make much money if they hold gold and silver for their clients. Instead, if they hold nice proprietary products, costly proprietary products, stocks, shares, mutual funds, they'll make much more money. They'll make much more money from their clients, from the market. This is the reason why they are encouraging people to invest in fiat currency and discouraging people from investing in gold and silver. So because of this, what is happening is there is hyperinflation. When there's hyperinflation, the value of dollar doesn't it goes down, and because of it, the gold surges. It can surge to, if it goes out of control, the inflation, it can surge to around $100 billion. It'll absolutely, the ratio will fall apart. The ratio is always that the dollar value is high and the gold is down, but it becomes opposite now. It is becoming opposite now. So once all this happened, this has happened before. During the First World War, the end of the First World War, when the first collapse happened. It happened in the 1920s in Germany after the First World War. The currency nosedived, but gold and silver held itself. There is another reason why the governments and the CIOs, they discourage people from investing in the real money. You see, in countries like China and Sweden, in China there are a lot of transactions that are made through QR codes. In Sweden also, a lot of contactless payments that happens, wherein they pay through the contactless cards that are linked to their mobiles and to the UPI payment gateway, which is happening in India also. Digital India, that's happening, and it's progressing in India and in the whole world. The whole world is getting digitalized, and the printing of paper money is going down. Because of the printing of paper money going down, circulation in the economy is not happening. Basically, more so in the US market. And because the circulation is not happening where it should be, there is a lot of deficit, and the common man like us, right, the US people, whoever, the citizens, they pay and they are going deeper into trouble. What the governments are doing is, in the meanwhile, they are, through this digitalization, they're keeping control of people's accounts. So the ATMs are also will go out of function. There's less circulation of the paper money. They're giving more control on the circulation of money, because paper money cannot be tracked. So digital money is being circulated. People don't adjust to digital transactions so easily. Even the government can track them because of it is being linked to your phone, to your account, everything. Though there are a lot of pros and bad, there are a lot of cons too. What's happening is there's a deficit that's going to form. Because of the deficit, the government is printing more money. But that money is not getting entry into places where it should be. People are asking questions: if so much money is being printed because of the deficit, because of the debt, because of the inflation rising, because of the dollar losing its value, if the government is printing more money to get things okay, why is the economy not reviving? I'll tell you why. Because the money which is getting printed is getting its way into banks and other uh, programs, but not into the economy, not into the welfare of the people, not into the welfare of the economy, not for the revival of the economy. As a result, what's happening is more and more money is getting printed because the economy is not reviving. The governments are having their agenda, their programs, using that money which they're printing through the Federal Reserve and the Treasury, and they're getting their dues done. But the economy is not reviving. The common man is not getting the money they needed. Well, things go on like this. Eventually, what will happen is the inflation will spiral out of control. When the inflation spirals out of control, the rates will go up where the common man and the banks won't be able to control. There will be loss of jobs. Then, when there will be loss of jobs, there will be more money getting printed, but money not getting into where it should be. There will be more loss of jobs. Eventually, the government will come up with a universal business income (UBI), which will ensure that money has been given, some basic income has been given to every citizen of USA. What will happen as a result is people who are willing to work, because they're getting the income from the government, will not work even if they have jobs available. And because of that, there'll be more job losses, more unemployment, more inflation, more debts, more deficit, and eventually the inflation will spiral into such heights that finally the banks will realize that they can't control it. The potential for the world economy to crash. What will happen when this happens? If the dollar crashes, the world economy will get affected. What will happen? There'll be a lot of protests and unrests. You see, I'll give you a small calculation. When the inflation rate rises to unproportionate levels, which is out of control, the rates, the interest rates of repayment goes somewhere between 10% to 20%. The ratios become, lopsided the other way around. My goodness, I'll tell you that out of the 275 trillion world debt, you have to repay around 27 trillion, and that is 35% of the world GDP. It'll be out of control. There'll be a lot of protests, which will increase by 186%. Governments of the world will start failing because of the US economic collapsing. And because of this, people will finally realize that had I invested in gold and silver early on, maybe I could have still had some amount of money. Maybe that protest would not have included me. Maybe I would have been saved. Because in that moment, finally, when the banks and the companies realize that, they will try to put the reset button to revive the economy, but it'll be too little, too late. So that's when everybody will realize investing in gold and silver, because once inflation rises, the dollar comes down and hits rock bottom, the gold will rise to unproportionate levels. And that's when investment in gold and silver will save you. People should start realizing it now. People should start investing in real money now. You be the judge.